Have you ever been surprised by the results of a quiz? You were sure your kids knew that material. After all, just yesterday they were smiling during the lesson, raising their hands, giving correct answers. This kind of thing happens to everyone. Teachers work really hard on their lessons, so sometimes they let the enthusiasm of a handful of students color their perception of how well the entire class understands. Today we offer a solution that does two things. First, it will give you a more accurate understanding of the entire class's comprehension of a topic. And second, it will help ensure that all students are staying involved and working hard. It's called the Stop Jot. Logistically, it looks pretty simple. It's a moment in the lesson when you stop a discussion, ask students to write down a response to a prompt, and circulate through the room reading their work. Careful though, you'll want to set expectations beforehand. When you say Stop Jot, students should already know where to write, for how long, and that it's a silent and independent work time. You don't want to have to pause to reinforce expectations because you want your whole brain to be in diagnostic mode. Stop Jots can be either planned or spontaneous. You'll want to plan a Stop Jot for a moment in the lesson when you really need to know if a plurality of your students have a strong grasp of a key point. That means knowing exactly the question or prompt that will tell you you're making the progress you need. A spontaneous Stop Jot is a great move for two circumstances. First, if you genuinely don't know what students know, it's a good way to get quick data. And second, if a lot of your students are excited to share or brainstorm, a Stop Jot is a great way to provide an outlet for their enthusiasm and strength of their opinions. It is possible to overuse the Stop Jot. Kids won't put forth the effort if you're asking them to respond to a less than difficult question, if they perceive that you're not actively taking note of their work, or if nothing happens with their writing. Let's summarize the successful Stop Jot. All students are participating, and they got right to work because expectations were clear. The prompt is asking them to think hard about new material from today's lesson, so rigor is high. And the teacher is getting an accurate picture of what her students know and where their comprehension is lacking. This knowledge allows her to give precise and actionable feedback as soon as the pencils go down, because this is a teacher in the know.